part of the Budo Ryukai, if you're watching this video, then you know the 3 steps of weapons, because it's a very basic lesson here at the Budo Ryukai and on the website and so on and so forth. So Buki are weapons of war. So those are your conventional weapons, swords, spears, bow and arrow, etc. That's a Buki, right? Kakushi Buki is a hidden weapon, right? So that's going to be the shuriken is a hidden weapon. Shuko, typically a Manriki Busari, things like those are hidden weapons that samurai or ninja use. And then you have what's called Nenki, which is shinobi tools. Those are things that are not necessarily weapons, but Nenki is what the ninja uses on their missions for stealth, espionage, so forth, like the 6 tools, the Amigasa hat, the Kaginawa, the hook, so on and so forth, right? But what we're going to work on is Kakushi Buki, which is hidden weapons. Because shuriken does fall underneath the lines of Kakushi Buki, or hidden weapons, we're going to kind of utilize that, very similar to what we did with the Sanshin. Now, the bow shuriken that is the people throw, this little number here you guys are throwing around, this in the world that we live now, if we look at a modern application of that, would be the same as an ink pen, right? Now, these aren't going to be as aerodynamic as this because the weight is much different, right? But the way that you would use this in close quarters would be the exact same. So we're going to be doing a henka, or a variation of close quarter combatives that you would use with a bow shuriken with an ink pen. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, I don't want you guys to worry about what specific kata or what specific pressure point that is going to be utilized. That's a little bit irrelevant. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking specific techniques and applying those techniques to fit the motion with this. So let's say that he comes in. Let's look at. Let's start with instead of a strike. Let's start with a grab. He comes up and grabs me, right? So he comes in with a grab. Okay. So at this point here, we all know the technique Mote Gyaku, right? So the technique, you counter grab and you lift up and then you come down, and right. So we have a Mote Gyaku. So everyone knows the technique. So let's just look at that. Let's look at the Torite Goho, which is a Mote Gyaku, Ura Gyaku, a Mote Gyaku Kensabaki, Mushidori, and Gansakanage. Let's just take those 5 basic principles, those 5 techniques, and how can you utilize those principles while at the same time focusing on striking Kosshijutsu, or the vital points, with this, with your pin. You have a pin, he grabs, maybe at this point I want to go into the collarbone at this point right here, right? Imagine that pin getting stuck right in there like that, right? So this person comes up, he's being an asshole, he grabs me, it's like, what's up, bitch? So I grab my pin, I'm like, oh! And then there's my Mote Gyaku right there, and I really get in there good, right? Something like that. Or, let's get this side. So he gives me a grab, and as I go Ura Gyaku, notice this twist, but right behind that ear, right there, man, that hurts like shit. So there's nothing worse than, he grabs on, I got my ink pen, as I turn him over, I stick it in there, here we go. Alright, Mote Gyaku Kensabaki. Get that grab. Boom, throw the punch. Bang! See that? Throw that punch again. Bang! Right?
Yeah.
Mushidori. He grabs. So once he grabs it, can come up, we gotta come around, right? So maybe I'll put the ink pen in this, and as I come around, as I hook, turn and look at him. Right? Gansake Nage. So pin. That lovely spot of that ear. You coming down. Alright. So we're just playing with the various little pressure points of the pin, so you can see how to use it. And then if anything, as you leave, you need to jump back. And then you throw it at him for good measure. Right? Okay, have fun.